watching film, you slow down and go, okay, we got to fix that. And
Oh yeah.
that was really good. What was good and bad?
You know what? We just a lot of unforced turnovers. It was tennis player, ping pong player just hitting it into the net. We got to clean those up. I think there was a little bit of nerves early in the game. Um, Defensively, there were still some breakdowns, but I think we'll get better at those things. Foul shooting, yeah, I think first game jitters were a real issue in that respect. But didn't play with no in the second half, and you know Cole and Keon Minifield, I thought did a really good job. That's when you have depth. That's a good thing.
It seems like when PJ starts driving to the hole, it's almost like an igniter for him. It changes his mindset.
He's playing, obviously the six turnovers, but he's playing with a passion that I think ignites the crowd, his teammates, the staff. He's just playing his heart out, and that's where I'm really really proud of him. But you're right, when he's pushing in transition, we're getting easy baskets down in transition. Got to make some better decisions, but for the most part, really happy with that.
What's the focal point for Keon? Like, where do you want to see? Because obviously he's got almost like all the tools. It seems like when you watch him, he's just
Minifield or Brooks?
Mayfield, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it more defensively where he has to grow the most? Because offensively, it seems like it's just higher than the top.
Well, I thought we got listen. We were the Weber State was in the double bonus with 11 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go in the first half. You can't put yourself in that position. And that was just that was the nerve, just trying to be over aggressive. And so, he would have played a lot more minutes than he did. The three fouls early in the game limited him. But he's a guy, he plays exceptionally hard. Now he needs to defend without fouling. When he gets into a rhythm offensively, he's as good of an offensive player as we have. Now it just goes back to decision making. But when you have those three guards in there that can pass, dribble, and shoot and break you down, it makes it a lot easier for the other guys.
When you look at the stat sheet, nothing jumps out that Big Frank did, but he sure impacts the game.
The big guys combined for 40 minutes, and they had 9 points and 15 rebounds, and I think 4 or 5 blocks, steal, and that's not even counting how many shots that they disrupted. And so you've got two guys that bring a different dynamic, but Frank's energy too is infectious, a lot like PJ's.
I mean, he's almost like a cat down in the.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ready to pounce when he's down in the key.
Yeah.
Even on the block, he seems a little intimidating to the guys that are next to him.
It changes the game. We have great rim protection. Him and Braxton did a really good job of showing their help. Being big, knowing that he had his teammates' backs, that was huge.
Have you ever tried to dial either one of them back?
No, but I'd rather be I'd rather be in a situation where I have to dial them back rather than trying to rev them up. They're Ferraris already. Those guys play so hard and so passionately. And they have a tremendous upside. We have to figure out ways to get them the ball more often against these smaller teams, where I think that can also be a big advantage.
Brooks Jr. mentioned that he knew PJ and some of the guys on the team before.
Who?
Keon Brooks Jr. mentioned that he knew PJ.
Yeah.
Was kind of going way back in the days. Does it seem like his ability to ingratiate in the program was kind of sped up because he knows the guys and kind of just there was already some familiarity there?
Yes and no. I think Keon is meshing with the guys better because he's a great person. He's a great teammate. When you meet somebody, you think you've known them for, your whole lifetime. You spend a night with them. You kind of, you have great conversation. That's how Keon is. He's just a very selfless team guy. And everybody works exceptionally hard, and the guys respect him, so that's a good thing.
Is he kind of what used to be a stretch four style?
Yeah, he's really a three-man that plays the four for us. He's that's what he was in high school. That's his natural position. He played more of a forward. We play 4 out, 1 in, so he's like a guard / forward for us. Had some good looks last night. Will shoot better from the foul line. He's an 80% foul shooter. And so I think he had to get his nerves out. There was a lot asked of him. And I think he produced and did exceptionally well.
Where are you at with the zone to where you want to be? Are you halfway there?
You know what? Kim, the biggest surprise was how good we were in it. We've been putting a lot of focus on our man, but those guys, new guys came in, and I thought they did a really good job. There was some breakdowns, but for the most part, the zone's difficult for opposing teams, and especially with our length and size.
For people who aren't familiar with the zone and they're watching it from home, if they're seeing something happen, what can they see to know that the zone is breaking down and you need to, where there's a breakdown, or it's working? How do they tell?
You know what? When their best player gets an open three, you'll know that it's breaking down. Even yesterday, sometimes we bring our fives to the corner, sometimes we didn't. And Frank is starting to see it, and he's putting himself in positions to be able to defend it. But I think that would be the biggest thing that you would see, because you go back to good defense is about disrupting an opponent's offense, their rhythm. Offense is a flow; it's a rhythm. You got to disrupt that, and then you got to acknowledge where the best players are. Dylan Jones was their best player. We held him to, I don't even know, what did he have last night? He passed it well, but he was 2 for 10, 0 for 6. And I thought a lot of it was how we guarded him, how we defended him. They got to a lot of last, end of the shot clock situations, which are tough force shots.
When you talk about disruption and rhythm and switching from zone to man, does that do that? And can you see yourself doing more switching back and forth?
Yeah, you know what? It's just, to me, I'm a gut guy. And so, we were doing it, and, we were in foul trouble. So that was a big thing. Like, are we going to foul everybody out in the first half? I think we had 3 guys with 3 or 2 guys with 3. And that was another way to, slow us down, calm us down a little bit too. I thought that was really, really important. Started getting back to kind of relax and doing what we do.
It seemed like in the first half when both teams had the scoring drought, that you guys seemed to really still be driving, trying to get free throws, generate. Were you at least pleased when, even though the baskets weren't going in?
I felt like our ball movement was decent in the first half. It was our player movement that was bad. We were, for some reason, sometimes, breaking down on plays, lack of communication, all the things that happen early where you got to improve and get better at, and that's what we try to do. But, we had a lot of first game jitters, and that's normal. Just happy that we were able to come out with a victory and being able to learn from it. Now we're just getting ready for Friday.
Last year you didn't hesitate to play Terrell Brown big minutes. You didn't hesitate at all.
Mm-hmm.
Keon Brooks played 38 minutes last night. Is he built for it to do it continuously, or is that too much if you're doing it?
You know what? When you're playing a lot of more man, you're probably going to have to sub a little bit and go a little bit deeper. But zone. Not that you rest in your zone. It's just a different mindset. It's different feel. But he's built for it. The guy's built for greatness. He's a guy who's just scratching the surface of what he can be.
Is it kind of like mind-blowing that he's this far along, but he's still just scratching the surface?
I think a lot of times I like to sit there and go, a lot of players, they always look at upside because of youth. I say upside because of allowing him to grow in a position that he was meant to play compared to a position that he was not forced to play, but put in a position to play. And I think you're just going to see a guy just keep getting better and better. Very difficult. We're still learning each other too. A lot of his missed shots, turnaround jump shots and stuff, we didn't help him by our other player position, and that was our lack of movement and not giving him more space. But the thing that I love about him too, he didn't have, what did he have? He didn't have an assist last night, but he's a really willing passer, and he'll make those plays. But like I said, just happy to come out with